Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing on the October 31st readings, Encouraged to Change and a Little Time for Myself. Happy Halloween if you celebrate. I'm going to take this off now because I won't be able to read with the mask on. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Begin with a little time for myself. Take a moment to look it over. The question of the day is, in what ways can I check my motives today? The reading references step 8. Step 8 is made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. The person who wrote this talks about when they were at an Al-Anon meeting and they thought that step 8 didn't apply to them because they felt like they were the one who was being hurt, and they didn't realize that they had done any of the hurting. They thought they were trying to keep things together. They didn't realize that by trying to control the situation, they were keeping people from experiencing the consequences of their choices, and they were also not letting people have the dignity of experiencing their own experience. Today's reminder talks about the difference between helping and controlling, and talks about being very aware of our motives. The quote is from Al-Anon, A Day at a Time. It talks about being stubborn and accepting that we are not in control of everything. That understanding those two things, that understanding that we're not in control of everything is a big step in our recovery. And in fact, what I have found is that accepting that I'm not in control is actually a huge relief, because I realized that even though I was trying to keep everything in order when my son was in crisis, I knew I couldn't control it. So that was a huge comfort to me, to actually come to the conclusion that I can't control it. Nobody can control it. So back to the question of the day, in what ways can I check my motives today? So the quick way that I check my motives is if I'm being motivated by love or fear. If I'm being motivated by love, then I'm probably on the right track. If I am trying to control, that's usually based on fear. That's pretty much it for me. How about you? In what ways can you check your motives today? we'll move on. Courage to change. I'll just take a moment to look it over. It's got a tab for me. That's funny. This passage is about fear. Talking about how when we really look at it, sometimes we determine that some of the choices we have made in our lives were based on fear. It's funny how fear can become bigger than we are, but luckily we have our higher power that can help us face our fears. And we know our higher power is greater than ourselves. So that is a comfort. Today's reminder: finding spiritual solutions for things that we're powerless over to change. We are helped a great deal by our higher power. Gives us great relief. And the Chinese proverb, it's just funny. I'm going to read the whole thing. That the birds of worry and care fly above your head, this you cannot change. But that they build nests in your hair, this you can prevent. I've always loved that one. So I think the reason why I've loved this reading for a long time is because I've come to realize that I'm either in love or in fear. And every other emotion that I feel is usually under the umbrella of either love or fear. And if I'm in love, then I know that I'm probably on the right track, that I'm handling things in a healthier way than if I'm in fear. That's probably not healthy, and it's certainly not serene. And I'm always striving for that serenity. So, excellent readings that kind of a little bit go hand in hand. We'll close out with the serenity prayer in 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. By the way, this is my partner's Mardi Gras mask from 5 years ago. He keeps things and I don't. So I had a Mardi Gras mask that looked a little different than this, but I got rid of mine a long time ago. Passed it on to someone who I thought would use it. Just a fun fact. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to you joining me again tomorrow. I didn't say that right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.